Okay. So now we'll start our webinar. I think we have enough participants. Okay. So, hello, and thank you for joining us today for this webinar. My name is Kruti Pabari, and I'm a computer science student at GSFC University. This webinar is arranged by Code Club GSFCU to enhance the knowledge of our students on cybersecurity, which basically means how to protect our data from malicious attacks. And to dig deeper into this topic, we have two efficient speakers with us today, Mr. Tarang Parmar and Mr. Mayur Parmar. Both of them are pursuing their masters in digital forensics and information security. Their areas of expertise are cybersecurity and ethical hacking. Mr. Tarang Parmar is a member of Cybercrime Cell Ahmedabad, and Mr. Mayur Parmar is currently working at Tectona Software Solutions. We warmly welcome you both. Uh, now, before we start, just a little housekeeping. If you have any doubts during this session, kindly write them in the chat box. We'll bring them up at the end of this session. Okay? So that's it from my side. Sir, over to you.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm Tarang Parmar. I have done my MSc in Digital Forensic and Information Security. I'm also a security researcher and also a bug hunter. So let's begin. Uh, this session is for information and education purpose only. If you have done any misuse of this information, I'm not responsible for it. Okay. So in the web applications like websites and everywhere, we have threats like some files that is inside the server you cannot access using by just a simple link and any other like that. Also there is some database which you can direct access using SQL injections and other stuffs. Here to describe it, we have OWASP top 10 categories uh, that includes injection, broken authentication, sensitive data exposure, XML external entities, broken access control, security misconfiguration, cross-site scripting, insecure designation, using components with known vulnerabilities, and insufficient logging and monitoring. Here we are now we are talking about some of the vulnerabilities which is existing over the place, but you never know how to identify it. So let's begin with the first vulnerability, open redirection. What is it? If you are visiting abc.com and that abc.com is redirect you to another website xyz.com, that's called open redirection. Here is an example, abc.com /? and give a parameter URL, and if you enter xyz.com, then the abc.com will move you to xyz.com, right? But what if we change that xyz.com to attacker.com? So it will redirect you to attacker.com. Like any web applications has these types of things, but you can prevent it. Let's see, why do we need open redirection? Because it's everywhere available on the web server or a website. If you are logging, then it will move you to the dashboard page. If you are registered, then it will move you to the login page. Checkout, create user, password reset, right? So here is the basic example of PHP code. Here we have redirect to parameter, which is directly redirect anything which you give any website to that parameter. Let's see an example how it's work. So here we have a trusted site, admin.google.com, right? You think it's trusted, everyone knows, right? But what if you open this site and when you're trying to log in it will give you some unwanted file, which is not from the server, but it's actually an executable file, reverse shell, which can destroy your whole system. This is vulnerability still existing in google.com. I recently found it. But if you're trying to redirect on the google.com, it will ask you that the pages redirect you to the evil.com. But on this particular page, there is no restriction. So attacker can craft a payload like this and send it to the user. And once it click on this particular payload, it will execute and destroy your system. That is how open redirection works. Move to the next one, which is cross-site scripting, XSS, which is very common and known vulnerability. Once a time, there is a guy named Bobby. He thinks to change his name to Bobby Script. But whenever he tries to register on any website, what happens? He gets this weird pop-up. How this works? Let's see. First, check the same origin policy. An attacker cannot read or write data from another website because of same origin policy. Same origin policy must check protocol, host, and port to identify it. Once it's done, sell out. It's check for HTTP request, HTTP, also the website name. If it's not matched, then it doesn't allow you to access that website's data. But what if we had control over JavaScript of another website? Let's imagine. This is a basic page, division class COVID-19, and I will spread. Can we inject JavaScript into a web page? The answer is yes, we can. There where the XSS rules comes. Here we have a simple example, hello world, okay? We enter our name pawn and submit it. So it says hello pawn. Now, what happened? Let's check the HTTP request. So here we have a browser which use get parameter, name, and send the pawn as a input. So what happened? The server will render it and it will send you the response as pawn as a HTML page. The pawn is reflecting on that same HTML page. For browser, it's look like it's an HTML. But what if we inject a script tag like script alert 1337 and script tag close? The same request which goes like this, but when it comes for browser, it's look like an HTML code for it. So it's injected and it gets a little pop-up there. Let's check an example. Here we have this site. So if we enter this thing into this area and go, it will show you this little pop-up. It means it's vulnerable. You can even get the cookies using document.cookie. That will give you the cookies of any shares which is currently going on. The hackers have ability to craft a payload of script tag which could give you or steal your existing cookies from it. If you are admin of a website and if attacker send you this malicious link and if you click on it, he gets your all the cookies and get all the access of your website. That is how XSS works. What are the types of XSS? First is reflected, which we have just seen, okay, which just come little pop-up on your screen. Second one is store. When an attacker inject a payload to the server actually saves that payload to the database. Whenever any user visit that payload thing, it will execute the payload. For an example, if I enter script tag on a first name, okay, whenever I write a comment, anything, anywhere, then it will display to all the users. So it will execute every time whenever a user sees this. Right? Let's see a classic example of it. Here we have a youtube.com. What if we write script alert, Sammy is my hero? Okay, so it will pop up. But whenever every user open that particular video, it will pop up to every user which is available on that page. Don't worry, it's not available on YouTube right now. But there is a bug on twitch.com which is famous for gaming stream. There's a user who doesn't even know, but he accidentally entered a script tag and it executes. And it can change anything. Even a store accesses can deface your website too. The third one is DOM running. DOM running is based on client side. It doesn't go on server side. It just takes the input from inner HTML and execute when it's low. Okay, we have seen the example of XSS. The third one is IDOR, insecure direct object reference. This is a normal link which allow you to show the user ID 12 data. Okay, but what if you modify that 12 to anything? Let's see. Anyone can access the database without any restrictions that call IDOR. There is, we can see that the 12 number has no checks. So if you change it to 20, then you can see the details of a other user. Let's check a demo. Here we have phonebook.com settings, user ID 1336. Okay, this is his dashboard settings. So we can see its name, phone functions, phone at phonebook.com, 129 numbers. Okay, what if we change it to 1337? It will give you data from another user. What they did is in PHP code that they took the user ID directly from the database without any sanitization or any implementations. To do that, we use session IDs, including the user IDs, to prevent this type of attack. Sometimes it happens on update users informations, right? So if we have like this thing, and if you're trying to save this, once you're trying to click on the save, turn the bubshoot on. Bubshoot is a tool which handles the request which goes from your browser to the internet. Let's see. So this is the request. Here we have the host name, the particular path, and the data: username, phone function, email, phone number, and user ID. Now we change the user ID to 1337. So what happened? Preference updated. But is it blind? Nah. To check this, you can try to make two accounts and try to swap between the request. That is how it works. Force browsing. It's also part of IDOR. If a user upload a file to the server, which path is John, private, and image.png, right? If an attacker directly make a request to that particular image, then it's a vulnerability. Access files without any permissions. Also, sometimes delete request also happen by changing the numbers. But in newer times, they use UUID, which is random digit numbers, which cannot guess it. It stands for Universal Unique Identifier. But you can also find IDOR using it. If a user make a request to delete a post or view the post, so if a single request goes like this, it will simply check for the permissions. If the user is valid, then it will show you or delete the post. But can you bypass it? Let's see. Every different services had different parsers. So if you are entering post ID equal to 10 and also add post ID equal to 9, then it will also shows you post ID 10 and post ID 9 too. This is a security threat. This is called HTTP parameter pollutions plus IDOR. SPF. Let's check it. What is SPF? I have seen you earlier on my last session that this is the real email ID, just assume. And if an attacker wants to try to send this email ID using this email ID to another user, let me show you how it works. Here we have a fake mail sender. We check it, enter this testphpvulnerable.com. From which email you want this email? From UFIS. This is a fake email. Tester and send it. There are frauds happens using this type of technique using SPF spoofing records. This website sometimes doesn't work the way it has to. I have tested like this. The email is come from testphp.vulnerable.com and says that it's a fake email. As you can see here, it depends on SPF policies. How you can check it? This is the website to check the SPF records. You just enter any website here and it will give you the SPF records. If it's not validate, an attacker can do the malicious thing like that using the same email address. It comes from the original website. It pretend to be, but it's not from that original one. Also, you can use the reflected accesses. There are many companies which offers bounties for finding this type of vulnerabilities on their websites. As you can see here, there is a reflected accesses on vk.com, which is resolved and got the bounty of $500, right? Also, there is a hey.com store accesses, which is the bounty of $5,000. That is how cybersecurity works, and bug bounty also works. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Any questions? You can write on the chat window. Okay, then I will hand over to the Mayur sir.
Hello all. First of all, before starting the webinar, I just want to confirm with the Kruti that you have permission to record the whole session.
Yes, sir. I am Sakshi here, president of Code Club. Yes, sir, you have permission.
No, you have permission. Like if you have an educational email, so from that you can record the whole session. If you have permission, that start the recording. Okay. Okay. So after completing the webinar, just share the link of the webinar with me.
Yes, sir, sure. Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Thank. Okay. Let me start with the webinar. Uh, okay. So my screen is visible now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So first, let me give you my brief introduction. That my name is Mayur Parmar, and I recently this year completed my post graduation in digital forensics and information security. And from past 1 years, I am doing the bug bounty and what's it testing sites and reporting the organization ethically and all the things, right? And in my part time, I also play the CTFs also. Don't worry about it. I will also show you that what is the CTF and how can we attend the CTF events and all the things. Okay. Okay, so this is the today's agenda. Like these are the topics that I'm covering today. That what is hacking, the ethical hacking, the difference, then hackers language, then ethical hacking process, like what ethical hacker can do, right? Then what should do after hack if any organization hacked by the black hat hackers. So what they should do after being hacked. Okay, then advantages and disadvantages, like everything have one disadvantage and advantage thing, right? So same applies here also in ethical hacking field and cybersecurity. Okay, so let me start with the term hacking, right? So everyone heard about this hacking term, right? So let me ask you that what is the hacking in your words? Okay, and what is the hacker in your words? I'm not going into the technical terms. In your own language, simple language. Okay, let me.
To unauthorized access to any computer.
Okay, so let me start with this session. Okay, so first of all, what is hacking? So generally, hacking refers to unauthorized intrusion. We can say that the hacker into a computer or a network. The person engaged in hacking activities known as hacker. So though those guy, what's it, engage with this hacking activity, we can say that simply as a hacker, right? Because they are doing the unauthorized activity. Then this hacker may alter system or security features to accomplish a goal that differ from the original purpose of the system. We can say that illegal things like if any hackers are doing illegal things that they will destroy someone's system. We can say the in general scenario, some of the persons are calling on day-to-day basis like give me your bank credit card number, OTP and all the things, right? So we can simply say that they are hackers because they are doing illegal activities, right? Okay. So this is for the hacking. Okay, let me explain you what is the ethical hacking. So you can see that ethical word is what's say inside the hacking, right? Okay. So first of all, ethical hacking, also known as penetration testing or white-hat hacking. So we can say that it's a very legal term. We are not doing any illegal thing here, right? It involves the same tools, trick, and techniques that hacker use, but with one major difference: that ethical hacking is legal because we have permission to do hacking in the organizations, right? We have proper permission. Okay. Then independent computer security professionals breaking into the computer systems, neither damage the target, not steal information. Like ethical hacker never do this type of thing like destroying the data, uh, harm the system and all kind of things, right? Evaluate target system security and report back to the owners about the vulnerability found. If we found any of the vulnerability in target organism, that we can report ethically in ethical manner without doing any damage. So let me explain what is the vulnerability. We can say that if every developer developing the website, if any mistake are made by the developer, and if hacker take advantage of this what's it misconfiguration or error, so we can say that it's a vulnerability, right? Because hacker exploiting and taking advantage. So sometimes hacker will what's say exploit that vulnerability and harm the target system or organization. Okay, so this is what the ethical hacking part. Okay, so let me explain you what are the types of hackers. So there are mainly three types. First one is black hat, second one is white hat, and third one is gray hat, right? Okay. Okay, so first one, what is black hat hackers? So these hackers look for a vulnerability in individual pitches, organizations, and bank system. So these are the hackers mainly target this type of things like individual PCs, organization, big organization. Like if you heard about the recent Twitter hack, that one guy do the social engineering and hack the
Yes,
British
yes,
account.
yes.
Okay, so those are the black hat
Yes,
hackers.
yes.
Okay. Then a bank system, sometimes they will also target bank, more what's a big banks and store all the monies from the bank. Okay. Then using any loopholes they find, they can hack into a network and gain access to your personal, business, and financial information. If they exploit the vulnerability, simply they copy all the data and share all the data to the dark web or any of the malicious vector, right? So they are very illegal things. So don't do these type of things if you want to make a career in cybersecurity, because if you also face the legal issues if you caught. Okay. So second one is white hat hacker. Okay. So what are the white hat hackers? They will hack into your system with good intention of finding vulnerabilities and help you to remove virus and malware or any kind of vulnerability, or we can say threat from your system. Like Tarang is already said about the bug bounty, right? So we can say that bug bounty is a ethical hacking because we have proper permission to hack the website, right? But we don't harm any of the website. We just simply find the vulnerability and simply report to the organization that these are the vulnerability in your system. Find as soon as possible. That's it. If the organization want to reward you, then they will give you some reward like any t-shirt, what's a pen, any command, any kind of amount like $50, $100. It depends on the organization, right? Okay. Then gray hat hacker. We can say that this is a mixture of both. Then white hat and black hat both. We can't determine that this is a gray hat hacker because it depend on the situation and the person also, right? Okay. These are the individuals who work for both offensively and defensively at various times. We can't predict that behavior. Sometimes they use skill for the common good, while in some other times he or she uses them for the personal gains. We can say that the black, what's say, illegal things, black hat things, right? Okay. So these are the types of the hackers. Okay, let me explain you what is the hacker language. This is not a technical language, but this is a simple hacker, what's a hacker's language that every hacker will use, right? We can say in the, what's a content that what's a digit it's changed into the characters. And in the right hand side, we have one example that hello hacker Mayur. And in the bottom side, you can say see that the hello H for 3K, CK3R, M for YUR. So if normal personnel will read this string, so they don't recognize that what is this, right? Because we change with the what's it a digit, right? Like what's it A with the 4 number, then E with the 3 number, right? And A with the 4 number again. So it is totally what's it encrypted language. We can simply say that most of the hacker will say this language is a lit language, right? Most of the hacker will use this word lit. Okay, great. Okay, so these are the process that every ethical hacker will do. Okay, so we can see that preparation phase, footprinting, enumerating and fingerprinting, identification of vulnerabilities, exploitation, gaining access, escalating privileges, covering tracks, creating backdoors. So these are the phases of the ethical hacking. Okay, let me explain you what are the things involved in it, each phases. Okay, so let me talk about the first phase of the ethical hacking. This is preparation. So what we have to do before doing any of the thing. Okay, first of all, we have to identify the targets like a company website. Let's take one example like google.com, right? So Google is a very big company, right? Giant company. So it have many of the what's it sub sites. Like we can say that which website? Okay, Microsoft. We can say them Microsoft. Microsoft had different sub website, right? If any of the big organization in a sub part, they have little different organization that will manage directly to the big organization, right? So you have to acquire this thing also. Then mailing servers. So with that mailing servers, they will send mail to the users or will use for the business purpose. Okay, extranet, etc. Okay. So whenever we are doing the ethical hacking, we have to sign one legal contract with the organization. For that, we have to do the ethical hacking, right? So what this contract involve? First of all, agreement on protection against any legal issues. So if we broke this boundary, they will also what's it make a what's it legally what's it make a file on the police station, right? So at that time we will face also the legal issues. So don't do this kind of thing. Then contract to clearly specifies the limit and danger of the test. Like we can say that denial of service attack. So sometimes hacker will do this kind of thing. Like everyone heard about the IRCTC site, right? It is a well-known site in India that is used for the railway ticket booking, right?
Yes.
Okay, so whenever we are booking tickets, so sometimes the website will automatically slow down, right? We are not able to browse the website, not able to book the ticket, right? So if more, I would say more amount of user will accessing the same resource at a time, so we can simply say that it is a denial of service attack because we don't access that site at a time, right? Because more amount of user are accessing at the same time. Okay, great. Then social engineering. Okay, let me tell you what is social engineering first. So many of you get some kind of mail like click on this link and you will get the 200 rupees recharge for free. If you got this type of message in WhatsApp or any social media groups, I hope many people get this type of message in day-to-day basis, right? So we can simply say that the hacker will use this social engineering technique to do this kind of thing, right? So I will suggest you don't click on those links because sometimes it will also damage your mobile, laptop, and all kind of things. So don't click on that links. Okay. Then time window for attacks, like with in that contract we have to specify the time that how many days or weeks we want for doing this kind of ethical hacking and testing of the organization, right? Okay, then total time of the testing, we have to specify the total time, right? Then prior knowledge of system, like in some cases they require knowledge of the Mac OS, then Windows, Linux, Red Hat, right? Okay, it differs. Then key people who are aware of the testing, like what are the people are already aware of this contract, then we sign contract with the organization, right? So these are the things mentioned in the legal contract, right? Okay, so let's talk about the second phase, which is footprinting. So we can simply say that the information gathering. So in this phase we have to gather the as much as information of the target organization, like we can say that DNS servers, IP ranges, that what are the IP range of this target organization, then administrative context, like what are the admins of the in this company, like the CEO, then manager, and all kind of thing, right? Then problems revealed by the administrator, if any known problem is there, right? Then information sources, though what are the resources that we can use for gathering this type of information, like search engines. We already using the Google, then the Bing also there, then DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is very famous search engine for the hackers, right? And it's a very good search engine because it doesn't track you, right? So you can use that DuckDuckGo also. Then forums. There are many forums out there in what's it, World Wide Web that you can use. So sometimes what hacker will do, they will copy all the data after hacking and they sell this data into these public forums. So you can also check that forums if any database are leaked already, right? Then databases, that these are the site which is who is this is also a well-known site, right? Every developer will use this site after the developing the website for publishing into the World Wide Web, right? You can also use this. And what are the tools that we can use? This is the ping. Ping is inbuilt in every operating system, Windows, Linux, Mac, right? Okay, then who is traceroute, dig, and lookup. So these are the tools that you can use. Okay, then this is the third phase, which is enumeration and fingerprinting. So we have to enumerate the target organization, like identification of service and open ports. So if we have any particular IP address, that we can simply scan that what's the IP address with any of the tool, like Nmap. Nmap is also a well-known tool, right, for scanning the ports. Okay, then operating system enumeration, like what are the operating system is used by the target organization, right? Because mostly web servers will use the Linux system. Okay, then methods, banner grabbing, responses to various protocols, ICMP and TCP commands, then port scans. These are the scanning that we can use, that TCP connect, TCP sync scan, TCP finish scan. Okay, then tools. What are the tools that we can use? Nmap, hping, netgate, SSH, telnet. These are the tools that you can use. And almost most of the tools are already pre-installed in the Kali Linux operating system. So this is also a well-known operating system for the hackers. So if you want to learn the ethical hacking, you must have to install the Kali Linux system because it have most of the tools that are used in the ethical hacking. Okay, I will also provide you that link also, don't worry. Okay, then the identification of vulnerability. This is a fourth phase. Okay, what we have to do in this phase? First of all, vulnerabilities. As I already told you, what is the vulnerability? Okay, let's go into deep. Like what are the insecure configuration? Like okay, Let me ask you one question then. How many students are using broadband connection at their home? Anyone? Anyone can tell me?
Repeat, sir.
Yes.
Repeat, sir, question once more.
Okay, so how many of these students are using broadband connection at their home? Wi-Fi connection. We can.
Yes, sir. I have GTPL
Yes,
broadband.
yes, yes.
I
Anyone.
have Airtel.
Okay, so if you have the broadband connection, that you must have a router at at your home, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
what
sir.
most of the people will do, they will don't the what's it change the password, default password of the router. Like we can say that the simple password, which is admin, right? Hope most of the people don't change that router login password, right? So we can say that it is considered in the insecure configuration, then weak passwords also, because admin is a very simple password, right? If any hacker want to crack it, they simply crack it within 1 or 2 minutes, right? Okay, then unpatched vulnerability in services, operating system, and applications. Like we can say that if some of the researchers or hacker exploited the vulnerability and the or say released the in the blog that these are the vulnerability and how to exploit this of vulnerability. So other hackers will also take advantage of it because it doesn't patch yet, right? Because organization have to uh, organization wants some time to fix that vulnerability. It will take 1 month to one. It depends on the development team, right? Okay, then possible vulnerabilities in services operating system. We can use any of the what's the scanning tools to scan the target organization, right? Then insecure programming. So sometimes what's it developers will make this type of silly mistakes like don't sanitize the input. Like if we put the special character into the login page, so website will directly accept that and redirect us to the what's it a dashboard, right? Sometimes this type of things also happen. Then weak access control. Okay, let me explain you what is a weak access control. So in some of the website, if you logged in, then we have some normal user permission, like we just have to view the files, right? But what, as the hacker perspective, hacker will change try some modification, and if he or she able to get the privileges or rights to do all kind of thing like deleting the files also, so we can say that it's a weak access control because we are accessing from the admin permissions, right? Okay, so this is considered in the weak access control vulnerabilities. Okay, what are the methods that we can use? First of all, for unpatched and possible vulnerabilities, we can use tools vulnerability information website, right? Then for weak passwords, we can use default passwords. If you just simply search the default passwords, you can get many of the blogs that contain some of the common password that mostly used in the worldwide, right? You can also use this password, then brute force. So we can use that passwords to do the brute forcing attack. So what it will try to match with the what's it data in the server, and if it will match, then we directly get the access, right? Okay, then social engineering, that thing I also told you. Then listening to traffic, we can use this thing, listening to traffic, like if we sit on any of the public Wi-Fi, so what hacker can do? Anyone can tell me what hacker can do if you are using the public Wi-Fi?
Man in the middle
Man in
attack.
the middle attack, yes, right. So what sometimes happen if you are using any of the website, like we can say that any bank website, we can simply set the SBI bank, right? It is a well-known bank. Okay, so if the SBI bank have one vulnerability, so they didn't implemented this HTTPS site, right? They simply put HTTP, right? So we can say that the HTTP is vulnerable to this sniffing attack. So what attacker can do? Attacker can simply use any of the tool like what are the ettercap or TCP dump to see the traffic in the Wi-Fi. So if we logged in using our real credentials, so hacker will simply see what say see this our credentials into the plain text, normal text like you can say the abc@gmail.com. The password is admin, right? So hacker will simply see this and directly take over our account and what say stole all the monies from our bank account. So always check all the things like if you are using the trusted site or not, right? Then for the insecure programming, so what hacker can do? SQL injection. That I earlier told you that what's it? A hacker will use the SQL commands to bypass the login panels. What hacker can do? A hacker will also dump the database also, like deleting data from the database with the help of SQL injection vulnerability, right? Then listening to traffic. Then what is the weak access control using the application logic SQL injection? Like sometimes with this SQL injection, we can also get the admin access also. I will also show you that thing also, right? In the upcoming slides. Okay, what are the tools that you can use? So these are the well-known vulnerability scanners that you can use. Nessus, Actinetics are the commercial softwares. If you want to use their softwares, you have to pay some amount, right? Then Nikto is a open source tool. You can use at a free. It is already inbuilt in the Kali Linux operating system, right? Okay. That what are the tools that you can use for listening to traffic? This is a very well-known tool. EtherCap, then TCP dump. Okay. Then password crackers. If you got some of the password which is encrypted, so you can use these tools, join the repair and Hellscape to decrypt those passwords. So these are the also very well-known tool and most widely used by the hackers to crack the passwords. Okay, let's jump into the stage 5, which is attack exploit the vulnerability, right? Okay, so we already got to some vulnerability, right? In the identification of vulnerability phase. Okay, then what we have to do in this thing? Like if we got some of the password, normal user password, right? So what we can do, we just log in as a normal user and we try to bypass it. Like we can alter some of the things and we got the admin access, right? So it is called as a escalation of privilege because we are escalating privileges from normal user to the admin user, right? Okay, then exploit. So let me tell you what is the exploit. So it is nothing but a simple what's a code which is used to bypass the restriction in the target system. This is a very simple definition. Okay. Okay. So from where we can get this exploit? Okay, free exploit from the hacker websites. So first of all, some of the hackers will publish their exploit on their own websites. So we can also check hackers website, then customize free exploit. Then some of the website will offer the free exploit also, right? Then internally develop. Some of the hacker will develop their own exploit and don't release it to the public. So we can say that it is an internally developed exploits, right? Okay, what are the tools that we can use? First of all, Nessus. We can use the Nessus scanner to scan the website for vulnerabilities. Then Metasploit framework. It is also a well-known what's a penetration testing framework that every hacker will use for exploiting the vulnerabilities on the target system. It have more than 2,000 exploit inbuilt and free, right? Okay. Then gaining access. So what we can do to gain the access? First of all, what are the techniques? First of all, password guessing. Like if we have some default password list, so what we can do the brute forcing on the target website. If they have weak password, they implement a common password like in the router. Someone what's that? Uh, don't change password, so it will by default admin. So if we do the brute forcing, we directly get the access to the router and we can do anything like destroying the whole router, reset the router also, right? Then file share brute forcing, password file grab. So some of the one with the help of some of the vulnerabilities, we can also grab the password files from the web server. Like one vulnerability is also there, which is called local file inclusion. So with the help of this vulnerability, we can grab the password files and we can use the John the Ripper and the Hashcat tool to crack the password. Okay. Then buffer overflow. Okay. So let me explain you first what is buffer overflow. So what happened if we can simply say one example like if you have one website abc.com and in that what's a website have one registration page, right, which accepts only what's it 10 to 20 characters in the first name field. But what if we can put the 10,000 character in it? Sometimes it will also crash the whole website because the server doesn't handle our input, because it is very huge, right, 10,000 characters. So server have a what's it more amount of configuration like higher and what's it 16 or 32 GB or 64 GB. If they have a what's a very high-end specification, so they can handle. If the target what's it organization have the low configuration, so sometime it will also destroy the site also, right? So this is for the buffer overflow. Okay, this is for the escalating privileges. How we can do this thing like password cracking, right? If we have a password file, we can simply crack that and gain the admin rights and clone known exploits. If we got exploit from somewhere and if we use that what's a exploit, then sometimes it will also give direct admin access that I will also do this kind of thing in the capture the flag events, right? Okay, then covering tracks. Okay, so we already done the ethical hacking part, or you can say hacking part, right? So the what we can do after the hacking, can anyone tell me? To hide our identity that we already logged in, but it will also create some logs, right? So what we can do at that time?
Cover our back foots.
What
Means
means? I
sir,
didn't get.
cover our fingerprints.
Okay, cover our fingerprints, right? Okay, so logs are already there. So what we have to do? Just clear that logs. So it will delete all the logs. So the what's it? Administrator will want to recognize that we enter into system and do this kind of thing, right? So for that we can use tools like in the Windows operating system we have CC cleaner, right? It is also well-known tool for cleaning the cache and browser history and all kind of thing, right? We can use that tools also. Okay, so this is for the ethical hacking process, right? Okay, let me show you some of the examples also. Okay, so first of all, let me take this example to show you the use of the uh, nmap. Like what is the nmap and how hacker can use nmap to gather the information of the target website. Okay, let's wait for a moment. It will take 1 minute to up the instance. So anyone have doubt till now in any of the topic that we covered? So
Sir, I need a tip.
yes.
It like 4 5 months ago, I made an ML-based fake news classifier to counter fake news. But sir, my database was exploited. Even I was using SSL and even HSTS.
Okay.
My database was just deleted. Like I have scanned over 10,000 news and my database was empty next day.
Okay. So your database.
The website is currently off grid.
Okay. So your database deleted by someone, right? You are saying that thing.
I guess so. Cause
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yes, sir.
I got your problem. That what hacker generally maybe in your case do like you done. So you are a developer, right? Maybe web developer.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
So
Yes,
in
sir.
some of the scenarios, like if your website have a login portal, so you have to what's say use the strong programming language. Uh, First of all, review the codes that one.
Sir, it was coded in Python. I guess
So Python have also some. So
that may
it
be the
depends on the
problem.
developer that what developer made the logic behind the login portal. So I suggest you to what's say review the source code again, or you can scan the website again. That I will also what's say give you some tools that you can use for scanning purpose. So it will give you some
Okay,
of the
definitely.
vulnerabilities that your website have. Right.
I was using Django framework.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. So at the end of the webinar, we will what's say take your website. Okay, for scanning purpose. If you give me.
Sir, my website is currently off-grid.
Okay.
It will take me time to, just start it again.
Okay. Okay. We will take any of the website. Okay. Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. So our instance is
Okay.
up, right? Okay. Let me copy this IP address, and as you can see that. Okay. As you can see, this is one vulnerable web application, right? For the for learning the web application penetration testing. Okay. Let's scan this website. Okay, for that I am using this automated tool, which is Nmap Automator. So what it can do, it will scan ports also, vulnerabilities also, and services version also, all the things. So all in one package. Okay. Okay. So this is my script, which is nmap automator.sh. It is a shell script file. Okay. So let me run this file. Okay. So here I have to put the IP address. Then after click what's it enter all. Okay, so it is started scanning, right? Okay, let's wait for a moment. Okay, as you can see, it scanned two port, right? These are the two ports that open on the website. Like we can see that 80 port. So generally this 80 port is used for the website, right? Because this site is also running on the 80 port. We can say that 80 port is open. Then one other port, which is the SSH port, right? Okay, then the basic scan, we can say that in the 22 port, this software is running, which is Open SSH, and this is the version. This is the operating system they are using, right? This is the key. Okay, then on the 80 port, they are running Apache servers, right? And this is the operating system. Then here is on vulnerability that the nmap is identified that HTTP only flag not set. So what HTTP only flag not set? Basically, this flag is used to prevent our website from the cross-site scripting attack, which is explained by the Tarang Parmar, right? So if you want to protect from the XSS vulnerability, then you have to set this HTTP only flag in the what's it php.ini file in your server. If you set it, it won't fetch any of the cookies from the your browser, right? So this is for the prevention of the cross-site scripting attack. Okay, then http robots.txt. So this site also have the robot.txt file. Okay, let's check robot.txt. Okay, as you can see, it have robot.txt file, right? Okay, then HTTP server header. Here we have the Apache version. Then HTTP title. This is down web enable web application. Okay, great. So it is also scanning in the very deeper level. Okay, let's move to another part. Okay, just wait a moment. Okay, let me clear this thing. Okay, so here is a part of the CTF that I am going to explain you. Just to wait for a minute. Okay, right. Okay. First of all, this is the part of my internship program, right? I got this I got this IP address as a part of my internship, was the interview process, right? So I done this CTF earlier, but for this today's webinar, I am going to show you that what approach I made to solve this CTF. Because if you play this CTF, this will increase your hacking skills, sharp your ethical hacking skills, and it is totally legal thing that you are not doing any kind of harm on any of the organization, right? Okay. First of all, we have this IP address, right? Okay. So let me ask you, if we have any of the IP address, what we can do? What are the things we can do? This is going to be interactive session, right? So if I ask you some question, you can tell that answer also in your language. Don't worry if it's a wrong answer or true answer. Don't worry about it. I will also tell you the solution also.
Anything, sir.
Anything like
By getting the IP address of any system or any.
what are the common things that we can do?
You can
Sir,
either start netmap scan or you can do GoBuster scan if
Okay.
it has a port 80 open.
Okay.
also know about the which operating system is used by them.
Okay, great. Okay, let's use this tool only, which is nmap automator, right? All okay. Okay, so in background it is running. So let's check some more things. First of all, whenever you get any of the website, just always check the source code of the website, right?
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So this my screen is visible clearly because font is not very small. It is clearly visible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So as you can see, this is some sample. What's it? The source code of the target website. We can say that there's some CSS file. Okay. As you can see, this body tab body. This is the body of the website, which have some button, right? Okay. In the bottom side, we have one function, right? In this script, the developer made some script, right? Okay. Let's see that script also. Okay. In this script, we have one function, which is login function. So we can assume that the script is used for the login function that use what's it developer validating the things that this credential is correct or not, right? Okay. So this is one variable which is username, password, then there's one more x y z. Okay, you can see in the z they implemented one thing, md5. So let me tell you what is md5. So mainly it is used to encrypt the strings, or you can say hide the information, right? So in the earlier century, kings used to what's it use this trick to hide the information, right? Because we've seen in the movies like if they want to hide something, they will use some kind of tricks to send the data to the
Yes,
other
yes, sir.
other kings, right? So the same trick is also applied here. Like we are encrypting our what's it sensitive
MD5.
information in the MD5. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, let me take this thing. Okay, MD5. Okay, so I put my name here, right, which is Mayur. You can see that it is not in the clear form, right? You can see that it is very weird string. So if we send this screen to any normal user, they will think that what is this? This is not readable and all the things, right? Because we and the receiver only know that this is the encryption and this is the encryption that we use to hide the sensitive data, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the MD5 encryption. Okay. Okay. There is one if condition is also there in that x is equal to some string is also there. Okay, let me explain you what is this string also. This is a hexadecimal value. So I hope everyone from the IT background only, right?
Yes, sir.
So everyone heard about this hexadecimal thing in your bachelor's or master's? Because in every bachelor program they have one subject which is what's a digital electronics maybe. In that this term is also there. Okay, if not, I will assure you what's tell you that thing also. Hexadecimal to text.
Sir, I am from BSc Biotech, but I know it. What's it?
Okay, great. Okay, so okay, first of all, let me use my name also. Okay, as you can see, I write hello here, right? So you can see in the output section, they encrypted in this form. So this is the hexadecimal form. If you want to learn about the hexadecimal, you can simply search on the Google. You will find many of the blogs, and this is very interesting topic. You can search on Google. Okay. First of all, we got this thing right. First of all, let's convert this thing. Okay, this is text to hex. So we have to convert hex to text, right? Okay, great. As you can see, it is converted the encrypted text into normal text. Okay. Okay, let's make a note first. Okay, let's put here for the reference purpose. Okay, great. Then in the z variable, we have another string. So this is MD5 string. Let's also decode this MD5 decoder. We can use any of the online websites, decode this thing. Let's wait for a moment. Okay, let's click on the decrypt. Okay, as you can see, it found one result, which is Jennifer, right? Okay, let's copy this thing and paste into our notes. Okay, great. Yes, 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 yes. You can use Google because it's an open book exam. We can say it is an open book exam. You can use Google or you can use your own notes also. At the end of the webinar, I will give some of the most common platforms. From that, you can learn this CTF also, right?
Sir, how we know that this is the code of hexadecimal or MD5?
From the pattern, like you can see that it have a X in the what's it part, right? Before 43, it have one X. You can also identify using the pattern only. And in the Kali Linux, they have one inbuilt tool which is has identifier maybe. Okay, has identifier. So what this tool can do, it will automatically detect the pattern of the string. Okay, let me try this also. As you already know, this is MD5, right? So let's see if a tool will identify this thing. Let's copy this thing. Okay, great. As you can see, the tool identified two things, possible hashes. So these are the two possible hashes. Okay, first one. We are taking the first thing because if the first thing is totally confirmed, we can say the 99% confirm that this is MD5 thing, right? We already know. We can see that the tool is already identified this thing, right? Okay. So from this thing also, we can also get this thing, right? Jennifer from the decoded. Okay, great.
Sir, one more thing. Which
Yes.
is the main part from the source code to view mostly?
Mostly, scripting files. Like in our case, I am inspecting the script part, right?
Means
So
hacker when view the source code. So sir, which is the most part of the source code?
uh, you have to check for the functions also because sometimes function is also vulnerable. If you are
Okay.
already developer, you already know the source code review, right? That how we can implement that thing, so you can easily identify that thing, that what this code will do when we are clicking any of the button, like in the scripting part, if we click on the login button, so it will check for the credentials, right, that this credentials is true or not, right?
Okay.
Okay, so as you can see, this is one JavaScript file, right? So every website have the those common files, like some have JavaScript files. So sometimes what developer made mistake, like sometimes they will also hide the credentials inside the JavaScript file itself. So this is why I'm suggest you to check for the source code. So in I'm also what's a bug hunter, so I will also check those things also. So sometimes you will get some sensitive information, right? And this is a very critical information for organization. If we get the some what's it credentials, then we directly take over someone's account or admin accounts, right?
If sir script is not showing us in the source code, then what we do?
In most of the website, script is there. Okay, let me take one more example for demo purpose. This php.onewave.com. Okay, so I'm taking this example. Let's click on the page source. Okay, as you can see, this script is also there, right?
Yeah.
We can say that the almost every website have this thing.
Okay.
Okay, you can see this style.cs is also there, right? Okay, great.
So can we find the vulnerabilities from the CSS?
Yes, css also. Okay, let's move to the next part. Okay, as you can see in the next if condition, there is a we already identify this string. Okay, in this if condition, we have one more what's the function, that window.location, right? Here you have one loader.php file that we have one parameter which is p. You can assume that it's a for password of file, and this is also a very weird string, right? Let's copy this first. Okay, so this is also one very common algorithm that hackers will use, base 64 decode. Okay, I will tell you that how to identify base 64 strings. So in the base 64 strings, at the end of the string, they have a double equal to. If you got this type of string, that you can assume that this is the encoded using the base 64 algorithm. Okay, let me put any of the word. Hello, this is today's webinar of ethical hacking, right? Let's encode this. Okay, right? As you can see, it is encoded, right? And I already told you the equal to is also there at the end of the string, right? It depends on the string. If it's a very long, then equal to is also there. If it what's it? If it's a very small, then maybe the equal to is also not there. Okay, the equal to is there. So you can easily identify using this pattern only, that equal to, right? Okay, great. So let's decode this. Just okay, let's decode this. Click on decode. Okay, great. As you can see, we got one clear text file which is message1 to jared.txt. So what is this? I don't know. Let's keep it in a note. Okay, great. Let's close all the tabs first. Let's close this thing also. Okay, great. So we have three things as of now, which is cloudsec underscore Jennifer, then message1 to jared.txt. So anyone can tell me what we can do with these three things?
Sir, replace it.
Anyone? Yes.
Replace.
Uh, from which thing I replace all the things?
Any other codes?
Any other code,
Payloads?
but we don't have any permission to edit the
Yeah.
code.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me explain you what we can do. Okay, this is message one to jared.txt, right? We can say that it is one file that reside on the server side, right? We can simply put that thing here. Okay, click on enter. As you can see, after putting the message onto jared.txt, we got one message that, hey Jared, hope you are doing good. Welcome to the company. There is a lot of work to be done. You will find your access token. So they are telling about the access token for developer login portal. So in somewhere we will get this thing access token for developer login portal, right? Okay, then inside your home directory in a text file with the name secret. So we get this thing in your home directory in a text file which name secret. So we can see that it's a text file, right? So we can assume that secret.txt, because secret is a name, then it's a text file. So we can simply assume that it is a secret.txt file in the home directory only. Okay, so anyone using the Linux OS currently?
I use
Okay,
Ubuntu.
okay. So you can tell me what is the path of the user?
Do you mean to say root directory?
Home directory path.
Home directory.
Yeah.
Home directory is slash home.
Okay, I will. Okay, just a minute. Okay.
I mean user then home.
Okay. So let's see what is the path first. Sudo su 64 s. Okay, great. pwd. Okay. So what pwd command will do? It will give the present working directory, right? As you can see, I am currently in the home directory. Then this is my username, right? We can assume that. So what developer trying to do, what's it trying to say, that in the home directory there is one user, then in that we have one file which is secret.txt, right? We can assume that thing. Okay, great. Let me close this and go to the message section. Okay, please note that you are not allowed to access any other file as of now. Okay, great. Okay, so anyone can tell me what are the interesting information from this message that we can use to do the further process?
Can we access directly from the URL?
Directory,
Huh?
which directory? Because we don't
Like
use.
like like home directory and then slash we can enter Jared as user and then
Okay,
we
let's
can try
try.
that.
Okay, let's try this thing also, because you're telling home slash. So what is the username?
Jared that the
Okay,
message
Jared. Then the file name is secret.txt, right?
yes.
Okay, secret.txt. Let's click on enter and see what we get. Okay, we got 404 not found error, because the file is not there in this path only, right? So we will not use this thing. Okay, great. Okay, so from this message we got one name which is Jared, right? So we can take this thing also, like this is something like credentials also. As you can see, we got cloudsec underscore. So this is not a complete string, right? So we can combine it with cloudsec underscore Jennifer, right? Then the Jared. Okay, copy the cut this and paste it here. Okay, so it is look like credentials, right? Okay,
Yes.
yes, let's try this on the login portal. Okay, let's put Jared here. Then cloudsec underscore Jennifer. Okay, great. Okay, as you can see, the credential is correct, totally correct, and we are logged in, right? As you can see, in upper side, we got one string, right? Okay. Okay, I got one more hint. If everyone noticed from the source code, as you can see, we have one this string like loader.php, right? And you can see in this thing also, this have the same string loader.php, then p variable, then password is equal to Jennifer, right? Okay, great. The same message is also here. Okay, so we don't have any clue till now. Okay, so I will tell you one more thing, that what is vulnerability is there and how we can take advantage of it. Like you can see that we decoded this thing, right? This is encoded in the base 64, and when we decoded it, it is converted into the message one to jared.txt. So we can assume that this website is fetching this message one to jared.txt from the server, right? From internal server. So what if we can fetch some files from the server? Because we have one hint here, right? That home directory, text file, secret.txt. Okay, so what vulnerability is there? Okay, local file inclusion. Let's see what is this vulnerability. Okay, as you can see here, it is one example.com, right? Whichever file parameter, from file parameter, it is fetching some of the files from the server, right? Which is upload slash evil.php. And in the directory traversal, it will doing the same by fetching the etc passwd file, right? If we get this file in any of the websites, so it is a very sensitive information, right? So if you are a developer, just restrict this kind of thing, because sometimes hacker will do damage to your website also. Okay, so we can use this vulnerability to further proceed. Okay, great. Okay, let's copy this thing here first, then go to base64.org, then click on here. Okay, great. So we got the same string, right? Okay, but from the message, we have one hint that inside your home directory in a text file with the name secret. Okay, so let's rebuild this thing to encode this thing. Like we have one directory, right? That slash home. So we have one user also, which is Jared. Then we have one file secret.txt, right? Let's copy this thing and paste it here. If we get something, no, it will giving us an error. Okay, great. But what if we encode this thing and try again? Just a minute. Okay. Okay, great. So as we encoded this thing, we got some token type of thing, right? In the message section, they told that we will get some what's it, access token of the developer login portal, right? We got one token, but what about the login portal, right? Let me copy this thing also. Great. We have one token. Okay, everyone know about this token? Can anyone tell me? Because this is most widely used the what's it token mechanism. Okay.
Is it SHF?
Which one? No, no, no. This is not that thing. Any other? Okay, let me tell you what is this token. So basically, it is a JWT token, which is known as a Java Web Token, right? JWT token decoder. because it is encrypted, right? As you can see here, it is encrypted. So we have to decode it. We can use any of the sites. So in our case, I'm using this site. Okay, let me paste my token here. Okay, let's paste again. Okay, great. As you can see, this is my Java JWT token, which is, it is a header. In header, you can see that type, which is JWT, then algorithm. This is the algorithm that developer used and encrypted this token. Okay, then payload. In payload section, we have one thing, right? One parameter, which is user and Jared. Right. Okay, great. So we decoded it, but we have to do one more thing. Like we have to find developer login portal, right? Okay. So what we can do? Okay. So anyone have heard about the robots.txt file?
Yes.
Because it's mostly used in the website, right? To prevent bots.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Let's use
To
it.
prevent bots to scan your website or
Yes,
index your
from
website.
the search engines, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Robots dot txt. Great. Okay, great. As you can see, we have two entries, right? User agent, that it will allowing all the agents, maybe. Okay, then in the disallow entry, we have two entries, which is /dev, and the second entry is /dev login.php. Okay, let's open one by one and see. Okay, so it is throwing error. Like try this one. Great. Okay. So we got one message that this page only accepts post request. So how many of you know about the post request, get request?
Yes, the post is secured
Okay.
for security reason.
Hmm. Okay. So the post request is used to send the data, right? As per my understanding, right? Okay. Great.
Yes, sir.
So as in the message, they said that we got on developer portal, right? So as you can see the path, it is /dev login.php. We can assume that this is the developer and it is a login portal, right? Because it's a login portal, but we can't do login directly with the credentials. So we have to provide something in the post request, right? Okay. So first, let's me clear all this thing. Okay, so for that, we need one tool, which is the burp suite. Uh, Tarang already told us what is the burp suite. Let me tell you again that we can say that it will act like a man in the middle between the what's a client and server, right? So uh, it is like a hacker. We can see in simple language, we can say that it is a hacker which is used to manipulate the request. If we are what's say intercept any request and we manipulate it, and the server will accept this request, so it is a vulnerability, right? Okay, let me tell you practically. Okay, first we have to intercept the request. So if we do any of the okay, first of all I have to turn on the proxy. Okay, for the proxy, you can use this extension, which is Foxy Proxy. It is also a well-known extension. You can also use the inbuilt option of the browsers. Like in Firefox, you have one option which is called is proxy, right? Okay. So in that, you have to configure this like manual proxy, and in that HTTP section, you have to put your local host IP address, which is 127.0.0.1, and in the port you have to put 8080, and in the bob suite also you have to configure this same thing. As you can see in the proxy listeners, we have one thing like 127.0.0.1, the 8080 port, right? So you have to what's say see both the things that both the what's say proxy are correct and same, right? Because if any of the misconfiguration are there, that proxy will won't work. So we are not able to, what's say, intercept the request, right? Okay, so I turn on the proxy thing. Okay, great. Let's turn on intercept. Click on the reload page. So it will send one request in the server, but we intercepted this request between us. Okay, so let us forward this request to the repeater. So whatever changes we made, we can directly get the input at a time. If you use the proxy tab, then we have to intercept again and again and again, so it will take more time. So instead of this thing, we can directly send this request to the whatsapp repeater and make changes and see the response, right? So it will very helpful. Okay, great. Let's click on go. Okay, as you can see, we got the same message that this page only accept post request. Great. Okay, as you can see, it is sending. It is this is a get request. So what we can do to change the request? So in the Bob suite, we have one functionality which is change request method. Okay, great. As you can see, the get request is changed into the post request, right? So click on go. Great. Okay. So this is the response that we get from the server, that it is saying no access token specified, right? Okay. And from the login port, what's it? By logging into the portal, we get one token, right? Which is JWT token. So we can apply that thing here because we got the developer login portal. We have access token, right? So we have one variable also here like access underscore token, right? Let me copy this thing and paste it here. Access underscore token equal to. Let me paste my JWT token. Let's copy here. Click on go. Okay, great. As you can see, if you specify the token, there are one to come, and we get one more message, which is the page can only be accessed by the admin user. As we decoded the JWT token, it is in the payload section we get the user Jared, right? So we can assume that the Jared is not an admin user; it is a normal user, right? So what we have to do, we have to escalate the privileges. As I told you in the ethical hacking part, if we get the normal user access, we want to escalate this thing into the admin user to get the admin privileges, right? Okay, so what we can do in this thing, let me copy this again and decode this thing. JWT token decoder. Just to wait. Okay. JWT token decoder. Let's go to the same website. Let's paste this thing here. Okay, we got the same message that user is Jared. But what if I change Jared to the admin? Anyone can tell me what will happen? Anyone?
Do we need to use brute forcing?
Brute forcing, yes, we can use the brute force, but in this side we can't do na, because we have to change the JWT
No.
token again and again.
Yeah, don't we usually do JW token brute forcing with John?
No, we can't do that thing.
If we just change the name Jared to developer, would give us access.
Okay, let me change Jared to the developer, right? Developer. Okay. As you can see, we changed the user to the developer, and reconstructed our JWT token. Let's try this token now and see what the response we get from the server side. As you can see, it is not a user on the server side. Maybe. Okay, let's do one thing. Like in every website, there is one admin user, right? It is the most common username that every developer we use for the admin, right? Admin, administrator, root, right? Let's take here example, which is admin. Okay, great. And from the response, we can also see this thing like admin, right? Okay, let's paste that thing here. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so as we specified the token with the admin user, so we get one more message, which is one script. In script, we get window.location href. Then we have one page, HTML page, right? Okay, let me copy this page. Okay, let's copy this and paste here in our notes. Great. Okay, great. So we already specify the token and we get one more page, right? Let's paste that thing here. Okay. Hmm. Okay, great. We get one more page. In that page, we have one image, right? Okay. Then we have one message which is ha ha ha, you are close, but the game isn't over yet. If you will look in the dark, you will find your what. You can be a winner. Okay. Let's check source code. If you get something. No, this is the same message. Okay. So we have this image only, right? So anyone can tell me what we can do with this image?
We can view its source.
Means
I mean, where image is located on server.
okay, just wait a minute. Okay, view that image. Okay, as you can see, this is the path of the image.
Hmm.
Okay, so we can see the metadata of the image, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, let me download this image. Okay, great. Okay, so before jumping into the next part, I want to ask one thing because most of the people want have an idea about this metadata thing. Like, hope everyone click picture using the DSLR, right? Okay, so what if we click some picture from the DSLR? That what the things will reside in the image? Can you tell me? Okay. Okay, and also we can get the what's a brand name, right? If we use the Canon camera, then we can get the Canon, then model number, right? Okay, so it is called the metadata because if we seen in the normal, right? Okay, let me go to this thing. Okay, this is our email, right? Click on properties. As you can see, just wait. Okay, this is the properties, right? This is basic properties like name, then image type, then size, then this is folder, then this is the date. So we downloaded. Oh yeah, yes. So we downloaded today. This is our today's date, and the permission. Then this is the software from that we can open this file. Then image, right? Okay. So this is image type, width, height, creator, right? Okay, great. So we don't get any extra information, but I have one another website. From that we can get some more information, extra information from the image metadata, right? Okay. So what you have to do, just search exif meta. Just wait a minute. Metadata viewer. Click on enter. Okay. As you can see, there are lots of websites that are providing the service, but I mostly prefer this site for extracting the metadata. Okay, let's choose this file. Okay, click on I am not a robot. Okay, click on verify. Great. Click on view image data. Great. As you can see, it is extracted some of the things like in basic image information, we have multiple fields, right? Like the creator. Maybe this person is created this image, then the credit, maybe the organization name, then file comment, then the dimension, right? Then some other things is also there. Okay, great. Okay, so as from the previous hint, we got one HTML page, right? Same HTML page is also here, like the flag game, the flag page, dot HTML. Okay, let's copy this again because it is look like some hints. Okay, great. There are no other things that we can take for next exploitation. Great. Okay, so this is the image and we got this thing, right? Okay, let me copy and paste this thing here. Click on okay, great. As you can see, we get one CloudSec logo, then you win. You are indeed the winner soldier. Here is a reward, is a flag, CloudSec. So whenever what's it, you successfully complete the CTF competition, you will get this type of thing. It is called as flag. We can, in the simple language, you can say that solution of the what's a problem. Like what to say, in the exams, every question have answer, right? In the same scenario, every CTF competition, there is one question. Like we can say that you have to find the metadata of the image. So in the metadata, they used to what say inject one particular string which is called as flag, right? So if you enter that flag, you will get some points, right? So this is the same thing. Okay, great. So here we have our flag, which is cloudshare underscore CTF 2020 hacking is fun, right? Okay, this is the flag. Okay, but what next? Okay, so you can see in the bottom side, we have one more message like wondering where to submit this flag. Well, that file containing the form link must be somewhere in here. The flag is the key to the next door. Okay, so uh, this is the last stage, but we have to. They also tell me that you have to also submit the what's it walkthrough of the CTF competition. Like you have to mention all the things that you done to solve the CTF competition, right? So I have to make the PDF and mention all the steps. But where to submit first? So from the bottom side, they have one what's it one string saying that it is saying that flag is somewhere in this page only. So we have to find it. So anyone can tell me where we can find? Okay, metadata. Okay, let me download both the images first. Cloud Self logo, then this one. Great. Go to the same website. Oh, okay, this is the first image. Click on I am not a robot. Breach. Okay. Click on metadata. Okay. As you can see that basic information contain nothing. It is a file, color and grading, all the things, but we don't get any extra information, right? Okay. Let's see another image that we got. Click on verify. View metadata. Okay. So the same thing, we didn't get any information from the metadata. So what we can do next? Okay, let's see source code. The same message is also here. Then some extra thing like CTF created. This is the what's it? The username, right? The CloudSec family, the user, but the creator name. There is nothing. Okay, so what the thing we can do with the image here? Okay, so there is one technique which is called steganography. So first of all, what is steganography? It is a nothing but technique to embed one image with another image. Like if we have this image, okay, let me tell you. Okay, this image, right? So what we can do with this technography technique, we can embed one more image inside this image only, right? So in that time, this technography technique will help us to hide the sensitive information. If I will give this normal image, you can assume that there is nothing is here as a normal person. But if you already know that the image contains this technography technique, that you can use this technography content and extract the data, right? Okay. So what we can do first? Okay, we have two image, right? So we are going to use this image because I assume that this contains some information because it's a normal logo and it will say like you win. So we can assume that it has some sensitive information. Okay, great. Okay, so first of all, what tool we can use to extract the data? Okay, so there is one well-known tool which is take hide. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, so this is the documentation of this take hide tool, which is used in the steganography technique to hide the sensitive information. Like you can see there's a stag hide embed CF feature. So user trying to embed this what's say secret.txt file into the picture.jpeg, right? So the maybe developer done this thing in our CTF competition, so we can use that thing also. Okay, let's try. As you can see, they also said that the flag is the key to the next door, right? Let's go to this directory first. So SU 59684. Yes, okay, great. As you can see, I have multiple images and we are going to use this image. You are the winner in that image, right? Okay, let me show you that stake height tool, how it is look like. As you can see, this is the stake height tool. As you can see, it have multiple options like embed, extract, info, license, and embedding option, then extracting options, right? Okay. So for embedding, we can use the embed option. Then for extracting, we can use the extract option, right? Okay. So for we have to use this thing first. Let me clear this thing. Okay, ls, then stag hide, which is my tool name, right? Okay, stag hide, extract, then hyphen sf. So what sf? It is nothing but stego file. In that we have to specify our what's a file from which we have to extract the information, right? So in our case, it is you are winner indeed. Great. So it is asking for password, right? So if any hacker will hide the information, they will set some of the complex passwords to decrypt that thing. Yes. Okay, don't worry. I will complete that by 4 p.m. Don't worry. Okay. So we have this thing, right? Let me copy this thing, paste here. Okay, great. We extracted one file, right? Which is completion message. Let's open that file, which is completion.txt. As you can see, we got one message that congratulations on making it to end. Please submit a detailed walkthrough PDF along with the proper steps. And here is the Google Drive link, right? So this is how this CTF is ended. So for that, I got one T-shirt and one water bottle from the Cloudsec company as appreciation. Okay. So this is the end of this webinar. If you want to ask any question, you can ask. Okay. It depends. If you are choosing beginner level, then if okay, this is one platform that you can use. This a try hack me platform. It is for beginner. There are some beginner level challenges also, hard level, easy level. So you can use that platform to learn the CTF, right? And if you have any query, you can reach out me on my LinkedIn profile. So this is my LinkedIn profile. Okay, let me paste my LinkedIn profile link here. If you have any question regarding to this any of the thing, you can reach out me. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn profile link. Okay. Okay, so any other doubt?
Sir, what is the first step or first stage we can say to be a ethical hacker?
First stage to the ethical hacking or ethical hacker.
Ethical hacker, sir.
You are saying that what are the things we have to learn, right?
No, no, means sir, what is the first step?
Okay, first step that
Basic.
if you are an ethical hacker, first of all, you have to take the permission from the organization that you want to do the ethical hacking in the organization. Then, if they will grant you the permission, that you can do the things.
Sorry, sir. Means I am saying that if I am a student now, okay, and I want to be an ethical hacker. So what is the first step for me?
Means I didn't get you.
In Hindi, sir?
Okay, yes, you can say that.
Sir, can you just give your email address to Ayan? That would be more convenient.
Okay, so I will put in my.
I'll forward your number to Ayan. Ayan, please contact me.
Okay.
Okay, so I am putting my email address here, so you can contact me. Okay. Okay, so that's it for the today's webinar, and thank you for attending the webinar. Yes. Yes. Sure. If you need any kind of guidance, feel free to ping me anytime. Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Yes.
We're looking forward to have another session.
Sure.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. So can I leave now? The session is already over, right?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.